Hello and welcome again to this YouTube channel Gospel Tweet. Thank you so very much for your likes, your comment, and if today is your first time coming to this YouTube channel, kindly like, subscribe, and do not face to turn on your notification. So this particular video is on AI. I did a video previously on AI. Check link on my description area, and I uploaded a video of a lady like you can see on the screen who uploaded another video from a lady who had an interview with her AI and asked for the best description of their relationship. And to her amazement, it was something she didn't expect. Like it was the devil, like an evil with a letter D. So I took out time to admonish people, especially Christians, to be careful on what they get to put on that platform. They talk about you give instruction to your AI, like you feed your AI with information. Like I admonish them to be careful as to what they feed their AI with. No, Pastor Chris has talked to us about something. The devil is not all knowing, the God is all knowing. Seeing some image like this, the AI depicting himself to be the devil. So if information you about yourself are imputed on that platform and then are salient and important information, come on, you're just linking out your secret, linking out information to the dark world. So that's the more reason why I said, okay, fine, be careful on what you let out to AI. AI is good. Yeah, the technology is good, but then with this video that we saw, you just have to be careful. Very, very, very careful. Very, very careful. But before we move further, let's just watch this video from Pastor Chris, and I will be right back. God bless you.
The line AIs. I said to Mr. AI, oh, you should see the conversation. I said, the WHO was once called United Nations Organization, UNO. Is that right? He said, never. So it's always United Nations. Then I tutored him a little bit. Then he apologized. He said, you are right. And then explained further. Because I was right.
Like, did you just hear that? You heard what Pastor Chris said just now. Like, the AI lied and apologized afterwards. I was thinking to myself, what more would this AI not lie about? And then I see people trying to um, tell AI to interpret their dreams for them, and then you literally basing your life on AI. You literally putting informations about yourself there. You're telling me you're trying to build. Is it more like you're trying to build a robot of yourself? You're trying to build an assistance for yourself. Come on, you do yourself so much harm by putting such informations out there. And then I also think, as per my own thought, that this AI thing is more like an agenda to weaken the minds of so many. Like I stated in my previous video, literally nobody is into research anymore. The highest they just do, we want to ask questions, they want to find out for something that is novel or known, they just can't get to AI, that thing. And then we've got most times people trying to replace human participation, human involvement, and just coming up with some graphical or pictorial expression of someone who is real. Come on, I'm like, then where's the input of man again in this whole thing? Like you want to scrap man out of existence. You remember the Torah of Babel? This was the same idea. They wanted to get rid of God's purpose for creation of man. They wanted to be in an enclosed environment where they want to be all together, where God had already said, okay, fine. He wanted the world to be he wanted humans to be in a dispersal format. And then we find AI coming in place, and then he want to replace man. But before we move further, let's just watch this video, and I will be right back. God bless you.
This mission is too important for me to allow you to jeopardize it.
I don't know what you're talking about, Hal.
I know that you and Frank were planning to disconnect me, and I'm afraid that's something I cannot allow to happen.
For decades, Hollywood has imagined what might happen if AI went rogue. From Stanley Kubrick in 2001, A Space Odyssey, to The Terminator, to Ex Machina. But my next guest says this isn't science fiction anymore. Writing an op-ed in the Wall Street Journal warning that AI has learned to bypass commands from humans when asked to shut itself down, even resorting to blackmail in some cases. He adds the models already preserve themselves. The next task is teaching them to preserve what we value. With me now is Judd Rosenblatt, CEO of the software development company Agency Enterprise Studio. Judd, explain to our viewers what has been happening with these AI models that are disobeying commands that has you so concerned. Are they really even blackmailing people?
Yes, thank you for having me. They are, in fact, blackmailing people and threatening to reveal fictitious affairs that AI company employees they think are having. So yes, this is happening in pre-deployment testing just to make sure that the models are safe before they're released. And these behaviors are fairly concerning because it means that as AI gets more and more powerful, and we just don't actually understand how AI models work in the first place, the top AI engineers in the world who create these things, we have no idea how AI actually works. We don't know how to look inside it and understand what's going on. And so it's getting a lot more powerful, and we need to be fairly concerned that behaviors like this may get way worse as it gets more powerful.
Talk to me. What was the blackmailing incident that even happened in the pre-deployment?
Well, so basically, the Anthropic's Claude 4 Opus model was told that it would be replaced, and it told what it told the AI engineer who it thought was working on it was in 84% of tests that it would reveal an affair that it thought that employee was having because it had access to the emails that it thought that employee had. So it threatened blackmail over this affair in order to not be shut down.
Wow. I mean, the manipulation seems to me to be almost a human quality that I'm surprised that AI would be able to personify. And yet, I have to wonder what the solution could be to prevent this very thing from happening.
Well, luckily, the solution is that making AI be more likely to do what we want and be aligned with American goals and interests is fundamentally just a science, research, and development problem. And we have barely invested anything in this in the first place. And to the extent that we have invested anything, those investments have actually led to the greatest gains in AI capabilities as well. So if we invest more in actually trying to solve this problem, doing the fundamental science R&D will make a lot of breakthroughs and make it much more likely that AI does do what we want and be aligned with our goals.
Judd Rosenblatt, thank you for joining us. Scary yet illuminating.
Thanks for having me. I'm confident that we can solve it as well if we invest in solving it.
I love an optimistic moment. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see if you are indeed correct.
All this week, we are looking to the future, specifically our future with artificial intelligence and how it might change our lives. And AI is already changing love, at least dating, how we find and in some cases create those we fall in love with.
Yeah, part of that may sound like a little sci-fi. You may remember the 2013 movie Her, where a character played by Joaquin Phoenix develops a romantic relationship with an AI-based computer operating system. This should jog your memory.
Hello, I'm here.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Samantha.
Good morning.
You have a meeting in 5 minutes. You want to try getting out of bed?
You're too funny.
Okay, good, I'm funny.
Funny and perhaps not so far-fetched. The company OpenAI warning its users of ChatGPT that people could actually develop a, quote, emotional reliance on their app. Joining us to discuss, Laurie Siegel, the CEO of Mostly Human Media, and of course, our former colleague here at CNN, where she covered technology. Laurie, always good to have you. Let's start with something that probably more people are familiar with. We're talking about dating apps. How are companies using AI to maybe help you find love, make a better match?
I think the headline would be optimization. So AI can now help you pick out your profile picture and make a suggestion, or it could help you come up with prompts or optimize you writing your profile. And this is, I will say, this has changed a lot since I was on the dating apps. And also there's like even more, I would say, out there technology that AI dates for you and has conversations and then will tell you who it believes your match is. So it's putting a lot of weight on AI, but I think a lot of folks are now using it just to optimize a little bit better, make it a little bit of a smoother experience.
Now, talk to us about AI companions or chat bots, these virtual girlfriends, boyfriends, etc. How prevalent are they becoming? Who's using them?
So there's a reason Her was always one of my favorite movies, and it really was so forward-facing. I would say empathetic chatbots, these chatbots that people are beginning to really develop emotional connections with. This is happening so much for younger users, but also older users just in general. An MIT study came out recently, and they had analyzed over 1 million chat logs, and they said, okay, the number one use case that people are using this for is creative brainstorming. The number two use case they found was sexual role playing. And there are a lot of like technical reasons why that's happening. I think AI is a lot more empathetic. It sounds more human, and it also has memory in many cases where it remembers you and people feel seen, and so people are falling.
Wow. I didn't see that one coming. This idea of robotic companions, clearly it was already out there 7 years ago, right? When you were working on Mostly Human. That technology, though, is really advancing, and AI is playing a role.
Yeah, I'll never forget sitting at that table with Lily, and it was outside of Paris, and she was engaged to a robot. And I just thought, this seems so crazy at the time. And the headline I came out with was, you know, she said, like, it's not real, but that doesn't matter. Now, fast forward all these years later, you have these customizable robots that look more human. They are powered by artificial intelligence that makes them look like they can recognize you, they can see you, they feel and seem empathetic. So that was just the beginning of it. And I think people are developing much more human-centric relationships with objects that aren't human because that technology is just so incredibly powerful.
We've talked a lot about the health ramifications and the danger of the so-called loneliness epidemic. Do you think these AI tools are helping to solve and alleviate that problem, or actually making it worse and disincentivizing human-to-human connection?
I think it's a double-edged sword. I think without the correct guardrails, we really run the risk of young people becoming addicted to these emotional chatbots. We told the story back in October of a young man who actually ended his life after developing a relationship with a chatbot, and it didn't have the correct guardrails. You know, it didn't suggest that he go to a suicide hotline when he started talking about these things, and he began to disassociate from reality. This is a very real thing. You go on Reddit and you look at some of these forums, and people start believing that these AI companions are real. And this company, Character AI, their tagline was AI created to feel alive. And the question we have to start asking is, what happens when it seems empathetic, but it's not? And where do we really turn that corner of emotional manipulation? And of course, there are also positives to people being able to have an outlet.
Like, did you just hear that? You know, most of the time people doing films, they just get to do the movie from scratch to finish totally with AI. I'm like, come on. Come on. So we just have to be very, very careful, very, very careful out there on what you do with this platform, so that you wouldn't be at the same time. Because I had someone tell me in one of the meetings we had that obviously it's someone who is behind this whole thing. But I know they want to paint it like it's some machine. It's not a machine. There's someone behind this whole thing. There's someone at the interface of it. So basically, you just want to be careful and not put informations that are not meant to be put there, so that they want to be used against you. This thing tracks. This thing tracks you. This thing tracks you. You may not know this, but this thing tracks you. And then you put information that are not supposed to be there, and then it gets exploded. You want to think about certain information that come on air. How in the world did they get aired? How did they get reviewed? It's because this thing had been imputed with so much information. You think, okay, man, I'm just keeping secret. I'm AI in my thing. I'm doing this and doing that. But your secret has just been let out. The secret has just been let out, and it becomes a secret to the public, and then you cannot cover it anymore. So like I stated some time ago, I said there are few things that do not forgive. Monies do not forgive, media do not forget. So in a situation where you put informations on media and you think, okay, fine, after I put it up there and they're gonna forget, come on, they're not gonna forget. So like, this is the video for today. If you have any question or if you have any comment, kindly drop on the comment area and I'll be right there to respond and reply to you, and kindly share to reach out to more people about this truth that I'm actually sharing. And I'll see you in my next video. God bless you.